Brrr. It's cold, I'm freezing, and it's Saturday. That can only mean one thing. It's time for the absolutely completely random podcast. That's right, it is Saturday, October 22nd, 2016. This is the Absolutely Completely Random Podcast, or ACR Podcast for short. I am your host, as always, the most attractive man ever birthed under the sun, Andrew Rhodes, at your service. Tonight, I have a lot to talk about, so much to talk about, so little time. I have the Nintendo Switch, which used to be the Nintendo NX. We finally find out what that Mystery Zoids project is going to be. Toonami is scoring something sweet for the fans for Daylight Savings Time. Guardians of the Galaxy 2 trailer has dropped, and so has the Logan trailer. And college students are ranking their anime series per season, showing how much they watch. And so much more. But before we get into all that, as always, you know the drill, sponsors. Unfortunately, this week, I still only have one. And it's the same deal as always, so I'm just going to let him talk quick, and, let's just get that going and move right along, shall we? Hello, friends. My name is Andrew from A-Roads 2012 on eBay. You know, the holidays are coming soon. It's already cold outside, even. And what better way to get your holiday shopping done than to get it done early? And what better place to get it done? eBay. Because, like me, there are many other people getting rid of their junk, getting rid of their stuff, and it's buyers like you that can grab it for decent prices and as great holiday gifts. Think about it. What better gift could you give someone than something that they could possibly screw with for an entire year to fix, or to make their own? Or just something that you know they've been collecting? Or, even better, just some collectibles like trading cards or video games, maybe some DVDs and action figures? Or just some oddities, stuff that, you may never see again anywhere. So, for those weird things on your holiday shopping list that you're looking for, or for that person that you know that collects weird stuff, swing by my eBay page. That's lowercase ARHOADS hyphen 2012 on eBay. And don't forget, you can also follow me on Twitter at Otaku Roads. Alright, so let's start this week off. It's been a great week. And I mean a great week. I got the crap scared out of me a little bit on Wednesday when I went to work. Not gonna get into it. It just freaked me out. Let me give you the short version of the story. Apparently the place I worked at is next to a mall. The mall got apparently broken into, and the cops were all around, and like an idiot, I show up about a good 40 minutes early for work because I have to be there by 5. And they're doing construction around where I live, so it's just a matter of, I'm just going to leave a little early, and I get up there early, and I get questioned by the cops, and I'm thinking, oh great, they're going to arrest me because I'm in the parking lot, alone, at 4:42 in the morning. Well, technically, I was there about 4:30 this week because I actually got stuck behind something, so that was a first. But yeah, so that was my week. And we had Friday, it's just a blur, and I was tired, so yeah, so that was this week. But all in all, I still love my part-time job. I love my coworkers, they're great people. I mean that, they are a great group of people. I would, I'd buy them all a sandwich, but I'm not that generous. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not stupid. Sorry about that, folks. I'm a nice guy, but I'm not that nice. So, let's start off this week's podcast with something really fun and entertaining. I like to call it Nintendo. Yes, psych. No, I'm actually starting off with something else. I'm saving the Nintendo topic for a little later, folks. Got you, though. Everybody remember a couple weeks ago I started talking about this Zoids site that came up from Toonami. Well, we finally got word as to what it is, and boy, howdy, am I not impressed by it. Let me give you a little rundown as to what it is. It is a MOBA game for smartphones titled Zoid's Field of Rebellion. It's supposed to arrive this winter. It will be a free-to-play game. So basically, if you ever saw that South Park episode, it's a freemium game because there will be in-game costs that you could pay, or you could just play for free. You know, like Marvel Contest of Champions. I played that once for free. Plan on doing that again too sometime. But yeah, so that's what the big secret was, and the article was on Anime News Network, their site. If you really want to find this, in case I don't have the link in the description of this YouTube video, just type in Zoid's MOBA game and you will find it. It's like within the first 5 or 10 things that come up, so you're not going to miss it. But basically, they announced it on Thursday that the video game development company Aiding, and I'm actually saying that right. It's EIGHTING, so it's Aiding. They're aiding and abetting on this, I guess, is developing a smartphone game for the Zoids franchise titled Zoid's Field of Rebellion. Now, for those of us that are unfamiliar, Zoids apparently has had a PC game. Apparently, they've had a couple. I think they said it was tablet games. I'd have to double check on that 100%. But either way, it's stuff that we already know about. I didn't know about the PC game. In fact, I'm still looking for that yet. See if I can't find like a copy of that. So that's really cool. But for them to come out with this, I mean, I know they've had console games. I had Zoid's Battle Legends for the GameCube. That was a rare game. I had that. I love that game. I played the hell out of it. I had the Zoid's game for the Game Boy Advance. I think it was Battle Legacy, if I remember right. Yeah, I played that. Played the hell out of that, too. I love that game. That was fun. But yeah, all in all, it's a decent game. It's entertaining. Well, at least those were. This one here, from the trailers I saw, I'm not exactly thrilled about it. I'm getting the feeling that, and I really don't want to say it this way, but I'm kind of getting the feeling that this is going to be a Japan-only release. And by that, I mean it's only going to be available in the Japanese, in Japan only, so basically the whole country of Japan and each of the prefectures. I don't see this making its way across the ocean to us. Hopefully I'm wrong. And I mean that. Hopefully I'm wrong. Because it would be nice to have, you know, a new Zoids game to repopularize the thing. But if you really want to make it popular again, I'd like to have a new Zoids anime series. You know, get that out in the works. How about a Zoids game for tablets or a Zoids game for, like, the internet that you could just sign up with? Like, you know, sort of like what, oh, God, what the hell was the name of that one? My buddy played it all the time. Oh, Christ. It'll come to me, and it's gonna bug me now all night. Yeah, but something along those lines, like League of Legends or something, where you just sign in, create an account, you sign in, and do it that way. You know, you have ads on the page and make your money that way. Something like that would be great. Having a smartphone game, well, you've effectively limited your group, I'm afraid. And I don't mean to speak ill of this. I'm really trying my damnedest to not speak ill of stuff. But not everybody in the world owns a smartphone. I don't own a smartphone. I have old school tech. Okay, my phone is a flip phone. I've either gone from a flip phone to a portrait style slider. Then I went to this regular flat phone. And then I went to another flip phone. I like the flip phones. I'm sorry. I like them. I like the slider too, but that had some issues. I burned the cable burned up, and then the other one I had to replace it because I thought it was starting to wear out really bad, and I was right. So, all in all, it's, you know, you're alienating some people by creating a smartphone game. I know that smartphones are one of the hugest things right now, and that almost everybody in the world has one. Believe me. I have a relation that tried getting me to get one because he goes, oh, well, so-and-so has it for like $40 a month. Yeah, but I like my track phone where I just gotta buy the cards as I need them, make sure I keep the service days up, which, I usually try to keep it, above 100, which reminds me I have to get one soon. And I like doing that. I know that track phone has Android phones. I don't want one. I like my phone. I'm happy with my phone. So, alienating people like me who would actually love... I want to first off say this. I would love to play a Zoids game. Again. Without having to buy a console or a handheld system to play one, I would actually love to play a Zoids game again. But unfortunately, giving us this is not what we, the fans, had in mind, or at least not what I had in mind. When I was looking at these pictures, I'm thinking, okay, we're gonna get like some sweet new anime, or it's gonna be a live action movie, which I actually think that would work. Live action Zoids movie, because it would be sci-fi. That would actually be pretty kick-ass. There's an idea. If you guys want to keep doing your live action anime adaptations, do one for Zoids. How about, Zoids Battle Century Zero or even Chaotic Century? I would be fine with either of those. But nope, so that's the entire scoop. There wasn't really much information up yet because it only was announced on Thursday. So, look forward to Zoids Field of Rebellion. Ugh, the name doesn't even sound enticing. Like I said, the game's supposed to arrive this winter. Will be free to play with in-game items costing extra. So I'm just hoping it's not going to be you got to buy a health potion or like a repair droid or something, only to get screwed when you buy it. That's the only thing that I'm afraid of, and that's the only thing I'm kind of sad to. If that's what's going to happen, I'm not going to be too happy about that for all those people. I can see a lot of people demanding refunds, and I mean that. I could see a lot of people demanding refunds. So, like I said, it's supposed to drop this winter. Check it out if you get a chance. If not, well, that's fine. Alright, speaking of big announcements, this one coming from Toonami, believe it or not. Toonami announced earlier this week that because of Daylight Savings Time occurring on November 5th, which I did not know. I knew it was the first weekend-ish in November. I just wasn't aware that it was that day. Toonami is scoring an extra hour because we're, falling back. So Toonami's getting an extra hour, which is good. Any more time Toonami can get right now, I applaud. Big time. Mostly because, like I've said lately, they have been getting the short end of the stick. I mean, they have been getting it square up their keister. Adult Swim's been effing them in the A. So this is Toonami's middle finger to them. And I, for one, appreciate that. So, in honor of this, besides the fact that The Intruder 3 is starting on November 5th, and it's going to be a 4-week event. Don't forget that. I talked about that last week. Toonami has announced that at 3 a.m. on November 5th, so I guess actually that would be November 6th then, actually. But they will be playing a movie. It's about, I think it was like 100-some minutes, so it's at least an hour and a half, I think. It was like 110. The movie is called The Children Who Chase Lost Voices. I've never heard of it, and I couldn't even find a trailer for it. Now let me rephrase that. I couldn't find a trailer with subtitles that I could read. I am all for Japanese movies. I am all for English movies. I am all for anything animated, with the exception of Fruits Baskets and Dragon Ball GT. But when I can't understand the words that they're saying because it's in a different language, because that's all YouTube wants to give me, apparently, that's when I start to have an issue. Not much of an issue, but an issue nonetheless. So I can't really find anything out about the movie, but I just think it's interesting. The picture that they had up for it, and they have it up on their Twitter page, they have it up on their Facebook page, it is really impressive. The picture is basically just like this lone character, what looks like the Aurora Borealis going on above them. So all in all, it's really interesting. But it just stinks that I couldn't really figure out much about the movie, and I did do my research. I'm being honest on this. I tried finding information on it, and I could not find anything that I could actually understand or make heads or tails of. So either the movie A sucks, which if Toonami's airing it, that means they're grasping at straws, and I don't see them that desperate yet. Or B, the internet just doesn't want to cooperate with me this week. I mean, let's face it. Yes, you have all those hackers overloading servers on Friday. I couldn't get on Twitter, which kind of pissed me off a little bit, but not much. Well, let me phrase it. It annoyed me, but then it made me think, hey, you know what? I don't need to go on Twitter today. That's fine. Didn't interrupt anything else I did, so I really didn't care. And I read the newspaper this morning, I find out why, and I'm like, who cares? But nonetheless, like I said, it's either the internet was screwing with me and just wasn't giving me information, or I just could not find anything to make heads or tails of this. So this could be one of those odded out movies that either I've never heard of or it's fairly new. Either way, still not bad. If you have cable and you're still watching television, and I apologize if you hear sporadic breaks, I'm keeping an eye on my battery power, and I'm keeping an eye on the charging thing, and I'm also keeping an eye on my surroundings because it's really cold out, and I figure if I end up getting really cold, I can wrap a blanket around me, and I have one waiting just in case. So yeah. Needless to say, if you still have cable and you're watching Toonami, check them out on November 5th. They're going to have a lot of good stuff going on. Like I said, The Intruder 3 starts up. That's going to be interesting. You have this coming out, which is really interesting. So, Toonami's starting to come back to power, and I welcome it. Time to give Adult Swim the middle finger. Let's, we Toonami fans should unite. Granted, I don't watch Toonami anymore because I don't have cable, but, I am a true Toonami fan to the end. I have watched it since it was on originally, and I watched it a lot when it came back. When I got rid of cable, I couldn't watch it anymore, understandably. So, I, for one, am a true Toonami fan to the end. I have been with it since the beginning, and I just had to stop because of financial constraints. But, like I said, I am a true Toonami fan, so I think it's time for us to finally say in one voice, we want it to be longer, stop screwing them over, and this is a good way of doing it because they're getting a movie. So let's, everybody that can, watch it, and I actually mean watch it, don't DVR it, watch it. I know it's a lot to ask for. Hey, I stayed awake for Evangelion 2.22 You Cannot Redo when they had that on, so believe me, you can stay up for about 100-some minutes. Trust me. Just go to bed a little early, set your alarm to wake up about 2:30. Wait through half an hour. I think it's One Piece. It's One Piece they're going to have on first, and it's like 3 a.m. Boom. So, just enjoy it. Check it out. Don't forget to check out The Intruder 3, which starts. And, yeah. That's all I can say. Looking forward to it, and it's going to be great. All right, speaking of things that are great, it's time for a new segment this week on the Absolutely Completely Random podcast. And I'm actually borrowing this from multiple sources because I've seen a few other people that have done this, so I don't know who to give credit to that came up with it first. So anybody that's ever a Game Informer, it's where I first saw it in. So you'll understand it. I'd like to call this section the GBU. The good, the bad, and the ugly. In this new section of the show, if I keep it up, I don't know, it may tank. It all depends on how my ratings go and my views. I will... sorry about that. I had to cough there. I will continue it, or non-continue it. But basically in this, I will be discussing a topic and saying the good, the bad, and the ugly about it. And for this week's GBU, for the inaugural GBU, I'm talking about an article that was published with Otaku USA stating college students' anime series per season that they watch. Yes, you heard me correctly. The anime series that college students watch per season. I'm not joking. Now, anybody that's ever been a college student, hey, and believe it or not, I went to tech school, so that counts, apparently. It was an interesting use of a polling, basically, is how the article started off. College student-centric site, and I'm gonna mangle this name. I know I am, and I apologize in advance. Gakumato. That's what it's called. It's called Gakumato. Stupid name for a site, and I do mean that. Guys couldn't have came up with something a little more easier to roll off the tongue. I mean, I know Facebook and Twitter are already taken, but seriously, Gakumato? It's a little weary there. But anyway, they polled a bunch of college students. Accordingly, it was 227 college students that they polled. And they asked them... Oh, wait a minute. Hold on. That could be right. It's 227. Huh. Yeah, wow, they screwed up their math on that one. Huh. Okay, I'll explain what I've just talked about here because I have the article in front of me. In case you're wondering, I copy and paste the articles into a notepad because usually when I do my podcast, I only have 3 USB ports and I don't have one of them spare to have the adapter in for the internet. So, there's that. I know I could probably do it with my regular laptop, but that's too much of a pain in the neck. And I'm trying to conserve on power and not waste it. They said of the 222 students polled, 144 were male and 133 were female. Obviously, whoever said that, obviously, and I want to just say obviously as many times as it'll take to make it apparent, they don't know how to do math. 144 and 133 equals 277, jackass! Basic mathematics skills. 3 plus 4 is 7, and 1 plus 1 is 2. So, obviously, wherever you went to high school, whoo! Man, they got some bad math skills. That's damn sure. So here's the results, basically. Like I said, Gakumato, stupid name for a site. I'm gonna ugh. They asked their readers how many series they keep up with per core or quarterly anime series or quarterly anime season, and how do these college-age fans' viewing habits align with yours? Well, personally, with mine, I usually was watching at least 3 or 4 series. So I'd be somewhere in the percentile group, but here was the question, here was the results. The question on the site, according to the article, was, how many anime series do you watch per season? The results. 2 anime series per season was 20.2%. 1 anime series per season was 15.9%. 3 was 14.4%. 4 was 7.9%, and 5 was 7.2%. So let me ask this. What happened to 6? Like 6 or more? I mean, okay, I'm sure that probably equals up to 100. Let me quick do the math here. Let's see. 6, 10, 8. Yeah, close enough. Yeah, about 100 almost, give or take a little bit. Give or take a little bit, and possible fudging of the math. That's apparently how these people work. Some of the reasons, though, that the college students that were answering gave were, and I quote here from the article directly, and they're quoting, I'm usually interested in about 2 or 3 shows per season, and that was a female age 20. And another one was, I try to whittle it down to the stuff I think looks mostly interesting. Male 20. First off, and I want to I just want to say something about that part there quick, if I may. First off, you asked two people, you quote, two people out of however many you had, because it's at least 277. Because if you actually have the balls, the audacity to go, oh well, we of the 227 students polled. That's exactly what the article says. Of the 227 students polled, 144 were male and 133 were female. So you took two people that are the same age and came out with it. So I'm kind of starting to think that maybe this entire thing may have been fudged and screwed with. Because none of the math's adding up. And I mean that. Because take all the numbers that I said. 20.2. Here, hold on. I actually have a calculator. Give me a second here. I actually have a calculator. Let me bust out my calculator that I got when I was going to tech school. And it still works yet, believe it or not. Let me bust this bad boy out. And let's do a little bit of math, boys and girls. It's time for Professor Andrew. Today for the GBU segment, special guest star, Professor Andrew. Here with mathematics for you for your everyday life. So let's punch in these numbers, shall we? We got 20.2 plus 15.9 plus 14.4 plus 7.9 plus 7.2. And we get 65.6%. Okay, so to have a survey, you need to have at least 100% here. So let's subtract 100 from this. So let's minus 100. Okay. So where's the remaining 34.4%, jackasses? Seriously, where's the remaining group? Where is that? Where is it? You guys actually produced this article and had the audacity to go, well, we interviewed, and I can tell you right off the bat that it's not 227 students. That's at least 277. Just basic math can tell me that. When you add decimals, I have to double check because you constantly have to change how you do the decimals. So, but basic math, 144, 133 is 277, not 227. No way does that equal 227. So yeah, this is it. But then here we go. There's another quote in here. The most respondents watch, sorry about that, relatively few shows per season. One 23-year-old one 23-year-old student claimed he watches 20, commenting, I try to really fight through and watch everything. How many more students like that did you isolate out of this list? Okay, so let's start analyzing this. Let's do the GBU on this, folks. Let's go with the GBU for this. Ready? Okay, here's what's good about it. At least it shows that people actually give a rat's ass about anime series. And they actually want to know if it's still a viable media source or if it's dying like the dodo bird. This proves it's not dying like the dodo bird, especially because somebody somewhere had to fudge data to get this. So that's a good thing. Here's the bad. They fudged the data. 227 does not come from 144 and 133. No. Those two numbers, hey, hold on. I actually have my calculator. Let me pull my calculator up here. Let's go through this. 144 plus 133. It should equal 277, right there. My calculator proves it, ladies and gentlemen. 277. So unless they're using a calculator that can't tell the difference between the scientific equations on how to do math, or it's using that newfangled math, something's screwed up here. The more bad about this, you isolate two people, the same age, one gender, one another gender. First off, I kind of find that a little discriminating. Second off, they could have been completely random people. They might watch one show per season. And it's like, oh, well, I usually watch 2 or 3 shows. Female 20. Okay, well, that doesn't really give you a lot to go on here. Male 20. That doesn't go a lot to go on either. And then you have the 23-year-old college student. I want to know where they got these people to start doing this in the first place, because I think this entire survey was fudged to begin with. This is bullshit. And I mean, I'm sorry. Let's just go over it. The bullshit meter's officially hit maximum, folks. It's overloading. This is bull. They don't even have the article right now. First of all, I could just consider that a typo glitch on their end because I copied and pasted it directly off the link, directly off the page into Notepad. So you know for a fact it's the same article. The problem is you have two. I watch 2 shows per season. That's 20.2%. No way in hell. These numbers don't even add up to 100. So that means that they add, what did I say? It was like 65 something? Crap, right? Hold on. Let me pull it back up here. I'm going to calculate. Oh, son of a bitch. All right, let me punch the numbers back in here quick. 14.9, 14.4, 7.9, and 7.2. Okay. 65.6%. Every survey I have ever seen has a base of at least 100 students. 100%. How many was this? What, did they just go around, put up on the site, hey, we need about 20 people that are willing to participate in the survey. We want to know how many anime series you watch per season. Ah! And an anime season, that's something else. That's something else now that's bugging me about this. You do realize that anime series can actually be multiple seasons long. So does that mean you're only going to watch one season of a particular series? Or are you actually are they going like per quarterly? Like they say, quarterly anime season. What the hell does that even mean? Quarterly anime season. Okay, so out of a 10-season series, I'm going to watch quarterly. Okay, let's see. Well, here, let's just make it 12. Let's just make it a 12 season. I'll make it a little easier in my head. That means I'm only going to be watching what? Oh, God. Here. Hold on. I got my calculator here. Let's just go back to the first one. Okay, we got a 10-season series. Let's divide that by 4 quarters in a year. And what? Okay, I'm going to watch 2.5 seasons of an anime series. Come on! This article is bullshit. If you want to see it, there's going to be a link in the description. Check it out and flip them the bird for me while you're at it, because this is bull. So let's do the ugly, folks. The ugly is that they're basically saying that anime fans... Oh, God. That anime fans basically watch less anime. How is that even possible? And here's the best part. In the article, all the way at the bottom, before they have the question, how many series do you watch per person? Per season! Oh, God. And I copied and pasted it, folks. I'm not lying here. How many series do you watch it should be per season? I'm going to go with however many there are, damn it. I try to watch some of them that are interesting to me. But right above that, they have keep in mind, too, that the people polled were anime fans. Specifically. Otherwise, we have a feeling the average would be a lot closer to 0. Oh, come on! You cannot tell me that somebody does not watch at least one season of an anime because, and you're talking about college students. First off, college students usually live in dorms or they have roommates. So you cannot give me that bullshit that they do not have access to anime, that they are not watching an anime season, that they're, like their roommates watching it. Oh, you're watching that again? Yeah, you know what, here, I'm bored, I need to go to sleep. Yeah, maybe I'll watch it with you. Oh, cool, is there another episode? I want to know what happens next. That was kind of interesting. What do you mean I gotta wait a week? Oh, God damn it. You have that Inuyasha thing then, basically from Robot Chicken, where the dad and the daughter are going to Best Buy trying to find the DVDs. But seriously, this article's bullshit. 100%. And I thought it was an interesting article at first, I'll be honest with you. But then when you start diving into it and all of a sudden you look at the math, nope, the math don't add up at all. This is bullshit sauce. It's full-on BS. Like I said, there will be a link in the description. Check the article out in its entirety, and then while you're at it, go to Gakumato and tell them to go screw themselves, because they obviously can't even do math. So, the GBU this week was that. The good was that it shows that their anime is still somewhat popular and it at least gets attention. The bad was that these people don't know what the hell they're doing. And the ugly is that they have the balls to insult not only college students but anime fans at the same time. So there's your GBU. And as far as jackass sites of the week, Gakumato. There you go. College student-centric site, Gakumato. Yep. Kiss off, Gakumato. That pissed me off. More than I thought it would. Alright, well, let's try to get the nasty taste of that out of my mouth, shall we? Don't know how we're going to do that. Oh, wait, I do. Some nice brisk iced tea. That's how I'm going to wash the taste of that out of my mouth. And then I'm going to talk about something even more impressive. Let me get a drink here first. That's brisk, baby. There's your free publicity, guys. That's brisk, baby. Brisk iced tea, lemon flavored. That's brisk, baby. It's like those old cartoons, those old commercials. I love those. The little claymation guys. Those were fun. All right. So, this week, I came across Guardians of the Galaxy 2's trailer. I like it. Now, I saw the first Guardians of the Galaxy at a friend's place. My friend and my mom were going to a baby shower for our friend's niece. And our friend's husband and I were watching it after having a nice little male bonding moment out in the front yard. As he's playing with their dog and we're talking, we're sort of having a Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants moment. And then all of a sudden he goes, okay, let's go inside. I think so. Yeah, let's do that. I'm starting to get a little sick of the bonding here. This is starting to get a little Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. And I was not a fan of that. So Guardians of the Galaxy 2 trailer drops. I like it, and I do mean that. It didn't really make much sense, but then again, it's a Marvel movie that did really well the first time. The CU podcasters, Pat Contry and Ian Ferguson, they swear this one's going to do gangbusters, at least break $1 billion. I don't doubt it. It's a good possibility. It's got a good release date. It's coming out in May. It's going to be the movie to beat for next year. I can guarantee you that. It is going to pretty much kill Power Rangers that comes out in March. It's going to overshine that big time. This is going to be the movie of the year to beat. And I don't think any of them are going to do it. But it's kind of interesting. I don't really think we saw who the villain was in this, or at least I don't think they showed that. We saw Star-Lord and Drax talking. We saw Rocket and Groot. I saw Gamora. I think his name was Yondu. The one with the arrow, the whistling arrow, I think it was Yondu. Saw all that. So the trailer looked really interesting. Really impressed me. I can safely say that. So yeah, this is what I'm looking forward to. But this is how I kind of think it's going to play out for the first couple weeks. The first day it's going to come out, it's definitely going to be a Friday. I think it's like May 7th it's coming out of next year. So it's definitely going to be a Friday. Or okay, it could even be a Wednesday. I don't know. I could check quick. Let me pull up my calendar here. Double check. Da-da-da-da-da. Da-da-da-da-da. Forgetting to go this way. May. Okay, so it's probably May 5th. Okay, it's May 5th. May 7th is a Sunday. My bad. So it's probably May 5th it's going to come out. I think it was 5/5/17. I think that actually, yeah, that's what it was. Okay, so it's probably coming out the first Friday of the month. Which, first off, is impressive. So, I mean, yeah, impressive. So, you know it's going to be a huge movie right off the bat. You're going to have at least... I personally see this possibly selling out the first weekend all showings. And I'm stretching that, I know. But if you think about it, it is possible. I mean, first off, it's a Marvel movie that completely came out of nowhere in the first place. The first Guardians of the Galaxy completely came out of nowhere and just blew everybody away. There were people that went to go see it multiple times. I know my friends went to go see it. The friends that I watched the Blu-ray of at their place, they went to go see it again at the, I think it was their version of the El Cheapo Theater that had it. Because that's when I tried calling her and letting her know, hey, Robin Williams passed away, and they were watching the movie. So it's definitely one of those. It was just came out of nowhere. Blockbuster just nailed it at the right moment. Was the right movie at the right time. So it's definitely something that's going to come out well. I think next year they're also having, I don't know if it's still coming out yet or not. I don't really follow much of Warner Brothers because I'm not a Zack Snyder fan. I don't care what you haters say. I'm not a Zack Snyder fan. But you have Justice League coming out. Aquaman, unless that thing gets shelved because they just keep switching and they keep losing producers for it. Wonder Woman, it's supposed to be coming out. So it's one of those, it's going to be an interesting way to see if this is going to work out. And it's going to be even more interesting to see how it plays out. But all in all, I'm kind of looking forward to it. And I kind of can't wait to see what's going to happen next. So, there's that. There really wasn't much to go on. The trailer was only like maybe 3 minutes long at best, so there really wasn't much to go on. But another trailer I came across, and this is the one I found first, which is what led me to Guardians of the Galaxy 2, was a trailer for Logan. Now, for those of you unfamiliar with Logan, that's the human name of Wolverine. The non-mutant name, I should say. His name was Logan. Logan. So this is going to be Hugh Jackman's, I'm guessing, swan song for the character because I know he's made a comment somewhere about, he's getting a little tired of doing it or that they want him, or that they were going to run out of movies for him to do it. And in this one, Logan's pretty much the old man Logan now. Professor Xavier's alive, played by Sir Patrick Stewart, so explain to me how that's possible, but then again, I don't follow the X-Men lore. That's the one Marvel franchise I really don't follow that much. I used to a point, then I stopped, because it started confusing me when the live-action movies came out. I got lost so bad, it wasn't funny. Didn't play out anything like I thought it would, and it's like, I gave up on it. But that trailer came out. Apparently, it's pretty much going to be a buddy flick, from what I could tell. It's still, I will admit this, it looked good. It did look good. You have Logan and Professor Xavier, or Charles, I guess you could call him that. I mean, I don't know if he's actually Professor Xavier anymore. I don't know. They're going to find this little girl who I'm assuming, based off of comic lore, is going to be X-23. For those of you unfamiliar with who X-23 is, join the crowd. I only remember seeing her from the Marvel Contest of Champions videos as a character. I remember watching Comic Story and talk about her, but I didn't really pay much attention to it because I had it on the background for white noise, just to keep me awake. So yeah. But the trailer looked pretty cool. There was some decent action in it. And you have to realize that they're talking about Old Man Logan at this point. So you know it's going to be pretty, down to earth, pretty mellow. The trailer started off, I swore that was Johnny Cash's song that was playing, the I Cut Myself Today, See If I Still Feel sort of thing. That was the song that was playing. I think that was Johnny Cash, and I'm not 100% sure. I don't follow Johnny Cash. So, all in all, good trailers. I'm looking forward to them coming out, especially Guardians of the Galaxy 2. I might actually try to go see that. So, yeah. Bring it on, Marvel. Let's go. Kick DC's ass. This portion of the Absolutely Completely Random podcast is brought to you by A-Roads 2012 on eBay. For all of your wonderful shopping needs and collectibles, oddities, or just plain weird stuff, check out A-Roads 2012 on eBay. You know what's great about the ACR podcast? You can actually put it on in the background and do other stuff. Play Candy Crush, send emails, search for jobs. Anything your heart desires. Look up cat pictures. Play solitaire. Whatever you want to do. But it's up to you. And only you. Because only you can decide what you want to do on the internet. Alright. How's that for commercials? So, let's talk about the elephant in the room, folks. You've been waiting for it patiently for the last 45, almost 46 minutes. You've been waiting patiently for it. Nintendo Switch. Right at the 46-minute mark there. I purposely dragged that out. Earlier this week, Nintendo announced... I have to... on... the 20th... it was Thursday... Yes. On Thursday, Nintendo... Yeah, I had to double check that there because, like I said, dates anymore are starting to become blurred to me. Nintendo announced and confirmed that the Nintendo Switch, which was formerly the NX... That's right, folks. It was the NX first. It was codenamed. Previously codenamed NX. The Nintendo Switch. They have confirmed that it offers a custom NVIDIA, NVIDIA Tegra processor with a Nevada GPU. And I know I'm butchering that because I've never heard of it before. HD display, and 48 publishers and developers are on board with this to support the system. Woo! Woo! Man, they're actually going to get support for this thing. This isn't going to be the Virtual Boy, folks. This ain't going to crash and burn like the Wii U. Oh, no. Oh, no, the Wii U's now dead and buried. Let's just bury that bitch and get it over with. So, the trailer that they had for it, and I'm not sure what to make of it. It was mostly a jumbled mess. But if you sit down and you actually watch it, it's understandable. It shows everything that this system can do. The system comes with a detachable Joy-Con controllers. Ugh. And a switch dock to connect to the TV. Ugh. It's a hybrid home/handheld system, and like I said, it was previously called the NX. And I'm quoting stuff from the article here. But here, basically, players can choose to use the Joy-Con controller in each hand, or use the two controllers when they're attached directly to the main Switch device. They can split up the two controllers and have two players battling it out on one console, or attach the controllers to the Joy-Con grip accessory and do single player. Here's the thing that I kind of think is nice about this. The player can also use the Nintendo Switch Pro controller, but what's really nice about that is that if you're going to use that, why bother using the Joy-Con controllers then? Unless you're going to be doing what this thing impresses me with, there's no point in using the Joy-Con controllers if you're sitting at home. But the best part about this is that you can actually take this thing on the go with you. And in the commercial, or the little trailer they had for it, you see the person, and it was a guy actually, so I can say that, pulling up the system out of the dock, the Switch dock, attaching the two Joy-Con controllers, and going out of his apartment. You saw a whole bunch of people on like a bus, a couple people in the back of a van. Then there was a whole group of people in a locker room that were playing, all going into this big tournament. Which, first off, I want to stop here for a second. If Nintendo's going to start having this huge tournament with this, that is going to be impressive. Let's have ESPN get that, make it available so you can watch it online, and I'm game. I will watch that on YouTube. YouTube that, and I will watch it. I can just see it now. Nintendo of Japan and Nintendo of America present. Nintendo of America or Nintendo of Japan present Switch Tournament 17. Or Switch Tournament 2017. And they got two different competitors. It'll probably be like, and I really mean no disrespect on this one, but let's face it, I remember watching that StarCraft thing that was on YouTube, and it was basically down to two Oriental people. So I really mean no disrespect by this, and I really don't mean to come off as an insensitive person. I'm being honest. It'd probably be like North Korea or South Korea taking on China or Japan. I'm sorry. I don't mean it to sound that way, but that really was basically what happened with that StarCraft tournament. So, basically, I think it looked pretty cool, but it kind of made me think of something. And I posted this on the Facebook post of it. If Nintendo would have came out with this 10 years ago, because let's think back to 2006. That's about the time that the Wii came out. So if Nintendo would have came out with this back 10 years ago, they would have owned the gaming industry for an entire decade. Sony would have went belly up, I guarantee. Well, all right, let me rephrase that. Sony would have at least tried their damnedest to compete with it, but then I think they would have gave up because they stopped making the PSP. It was a good idea at the time, but I think they realized that we're better off doing console systems. I think Microsoft would have just called it quits and just went back to doing computers. Maybe Windows Vista wouldn't have sucked so bad. Well, possibility. Nintendo would have just owned it. Well, of course, I had a comment. I know the person was joking. If they said that it was physically impossible or technologically impossible for Nintendo to come out with this 10 years ago, LOL. I kind of think Nintendo could have tried. I mean, you already had the DS was out by then. So you had touchscreen stuff. You had tablets that were already starting to come out. They were expensive as hell, but I know they were starting to come out. At least beta test versions of it. So yeah, I think it's something that they could have done. Would it have been as good? Probably not. I think this is going to be the hottest toy, the hottest gaming thing for next year, because it's supposed to drop next year. In March, I believe it is. So, yeah. But here's the list, because Nintendo announced 48 publishers, developers, and middleware partners who are supporting the system. And I'm going to read off this list. And I apologize in advance in case I mispronounce any names or I mess something up. I apologize. But the publishers, developers, and what was that third thing I said? Middleware partners. The publishers, developers, and middleware partners supporting the system are 505 Games, Activision Publishing Incorporated, Arc System Works Co. Ltd., Atlas Co. Ltd., Audio Kinetic Incorporated, Autodesk Incorporated, Bandai Namco Entertainment Incorporated, Bethesda, Capcom Co. Ltd., Codemasters, CRI Middleware Co. Ltd., DENA Co. Ltd., Electronic Arts, Epic Games Incorporated, Firelight Technologies, From Software Incorporated, Frozen Byte, Game Trust, Grasshopper Manufacture Incorporated, Gung Ho Online Entertainment Incorporated, Hamster Corporation, Havoc, Initial Creates Co. Ltd., Koei Tecmo Games Co. Company Ltd., Konami Digital Entertainment Company Ltd., Level 5 Incorporated, Marvelous Incorporated, Maximum Games LLC, Nippon Ichi Software Incorporated, Parity Bit Incorporated, Platinum Games Incorporated, Rad Game Tools Incorporated, Rico Choku Co. Ltd., Sega Games Co. Ltd., Silicon Studios Corporation, Spike Chunsoft Co. Ltd., Square Enix Co. Ltd., Starbreeze Studios, Take-Two Interactive Software Incorporated, Telltale Games, THQ Nordic, Tokyo RPG Factory Co. Ltd., TT Games, Ubisoft, it's UBITUS Incorporated, Unity Technologies Incorporated, Warner Brothers Interactive Entertainment, and Web Technology Corporation. All those are the publishers. Developers, and middleware partners involved in this. So, let's see what I can take from some of this. Because I know some of these. So, Capcom. Okay, so there might be a new Mega Man game coming down the pipeline for this. I'd be pretty interested in that. Electronic Arts. Oh, it's definitely going to be a couple sports games then. Atlas, some decent RPGs. I never heard of Hamster Corporation, though. There's one on here. Okay, got Square Enix. Cool. We going to get a Final Fantasy on this or some type of decent RPG? Sega. Are they going to try to make Sonic relevant on the Nintendo again? Hey, I hope so. THQ, so you know you're going to have some sports games then. Telltale Games, I know they do a lot of shooter stuff. So I think so does Take-Two Interactive Software. I'm not 100% sure. Ubisoft, so you know there's going to be some decent stuff there. I heard of Level 5. I don't really know what they do too much. Koei Tecmo Games, Konami. So all in all, they have a decent realm of supporters helping them on this. So it's not like they're half-assed in this. If they got 48 of pretty much the best and the brightest on here as publishers, developers, and middleware partners, they know that they're not limping to the barn on this. They are pretty much making this to be the next big thing. But before you start cashing in your piggy banks and smashing open Porky there's something you should know. The Nintendo Switch will not be compatible with the Wii U discs or the 3DS cards. So, basically, and they announced this yesterday. Yeah, so Nintendo's going to announce the titles, the specifics, region locking status in 2017. So you get to look forward to that. So that'll be great. A whole bunch of great games that'll probably come out. Region locked. The specs. Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people want to know. I personally want to know what the battery is on this portable version of it, because I want to make sure that, at least me as a potential buyer, let's say I somehow get enough money to buy this, and I decide to sit down and buy the thing. I want to make sure that the battery on the portable version ain't going to go boom like the Samsung Galaxy Note 7. Don't need that shit happening. The titles would be good, but at least from the trailer, I saw like an NBA game, a couple racing games, so you know there's going to be some decent stuff with it. But apparently, they confirmed that the video game news website Famitsu on Friday that Nintendo Switch will not be backwards compatible with the Wii U game discs or the Nintendo 3DS cards. The company elaborated that the Nintendo Switch is not designed to be the successor to either earlier systems. So, like I said, it's a brand new system, standalone. This ain't gonna be, nope, we're not doing backwards compatibility bullshit. So, in other words, it's if you bought a Wii U, yeah, your games are now worthless. You bought a 3DS, well, hope you enjoy Pokemon Sun and Moon, because that's the last Pokemon game you're getting on there, because we know for a fact that all the new Pokemon games are going to be, and they said originally it was NX, so it'll be Switch specific now. So it means you won't get to play Pokemon anymore on your 3DS. You won't be able to play your Sun and Moon. So that'll be a bitch. So I guess you won't be able to transfer over your Pokemon from the old school generation. So I'm wondering if they're going to end up releasing or re-releasing all the old systems all over again, like all the old games. Because remember, they sort of did the same thing when, back in the Game Boy Advance era, after the Game Boy and Game Boy Color versions, they came out with the Game Boy Advance version, Ruby and Sapphire. And in Ruby and Sapphire, you could not transfer over the Pokemon from either the Game Boy Color or the original Game Boy version because they were incompatible. They had the time machine in the Game Boy Color version, but there were rules and regulations set behind that, and I think that's something they should bring back for Pokemon games, to be honest with you. It would help out a lot, in my opinion, anyway. But we at least know that the Pokemon games are coming to this, because it was codenamed the NX. We at least know the Pokemon games are coming to this, so that kind of sucks. So you won't be able to transfer over your Pokemon then. As I don't think it's going to be compatible with the Pokemon, with the Nintendo store either, or your freaking eShop. It probably ain't going to be compatible with that, so you probably won't be able to get any of your Pokemon. So there's a big blow to the nads on that. So all that time you just spent getting all those Pokemon pretty much just pissed away and wasted right now. So that kind of sucks. But yeah, here we go about the article here about this. Said that the company elaborated that the Nintendo Switch is not designed to be the successor to either earlier systems. The games for the Nintendo Switch will be on game cards as opposed to optical discs. Okay, that seems kind of cool in my opinion. It also seems like you could possibly pirate those a little too easily. But, yeah, what the hell? Nintendo also responded to a question about the Nintendo Switch's battery life and promised it is developing a system that can be comfortably played in areas without electricity. Well, no shit, Sherlocks! You can play any portable system in places without electricity until the battery dies! Once the battery dies, you can't play anymore! That's the whole purpose of a battery, jackasses! Nintendo will announce more details at a later date. Yeah, I would kind of go back to the drawing board on that because you're basically saying that, yeah, we're going to hook this thing up with a solar panel. So you don't have electricity? Just take it outside and have the sun hit it for 5 minutes. That'll charge it right up. So... that's about the only problem I have with that, because I'm still worried about the battery life, because with batteries lately in technology devices, they run the risk of blowing up. I mean, first was the Samsung Galaxy Note 7, now I'm hearing rumors that the iPhone 7's battery is doing the same thing. So if Nintendo's going to be bringing out a whole bunch of game systems, they had better pay special attention to make sure that that battery, and I mean quality control test the hell out of that. Put that thing through massive, massive beatings to see whether or not it's capable of handling the overload from the battery, the overload from multiple plane, and everything else. Make sure that it can handle what you're hyping it up to do. Make sure that that mountain can be climbed before you say, yeah, that's the top. Get up top there. Make sure that it can do what you're promising, and it ain't going to blow up in a bunch of kids' faces. According to more of the article, the Wall Street Journal reporter Takashi Mochizuki, and I apologize to you if I mispronounced that, additionally reported over Twitter that Nintendo will have no more announcements regarding the Switch's game titles, spec details, and region lock status in 2016. So, Nintendo's playing this so close to the vest, it worries me at the same time. They give you a list of 48 publishers, developers, and the middleware partners that I read off. But then they come right out and say, we're not giving you any more information for the rest of the year. You're on your damn own. This thing's coming out in March. Okay? It is coming out in March. And you're basically saying that for the rest of this year. So we got the rest. Well, okay, there's not too long left of October anymore. We have November and December. You are not going to give us any more to go on. This has to whet our appetites for 5 months. You're out of your minds, Nintendo. You're full of it. You're higher than a damn kite right now. You guys need to check yourselves. Keeping this thing a top secret project is good, but you have to give somebody something. I know you don't want Sony to come out with their own version and basically F you guys and oink is in the Alps, but still, a couple game titles. I mean, we know that the Pokemon games are going to be Switch specific now. We know that Legend of Zelda: The Breath of the Wind is for the Switch, because it was the NX. There's probably going to be a couple sports games, probably a couple racing games, and maybe a couple El Cheapo, Nintendo games, like maybe like a Mario game or something simple that they know that the logo or the brand name alone will carry it. But basically saying that we're not giving you any more information is out of this world stupid. At least give them like a couple ideas to whet their appetite. You're going to have gamers that are going to be squirreling away pocket change to buy this. They want to make sure that what they're buying isn't going to be a damn paperweight on their couch or on their mantle, Nintendo. But the article continues, the system will offer a custom NVIDIA Terga processor, like it says, the Nvidia, I think that's how it's pronounced, and it's the same thing, GPU, a high-definition display, detachable Joy-Con controllers, and a Nintendo Switch dock for connecting the system to a television, blah, blah, blah. Nintendo announced earlier the 48 publishers, developers, and middleware partners who are supporting the system. The company is planning to announce a launch date, list of launch window titles, price, and other specifics prior to the hardware's March launch. So, by prior, I'm guessing a week before it comes out, right, Nintendo? Because you don't seem to want to give people much of anything to go on with this. Other than, yeah, it's not going to be backwards compatible. Yeah, you can detach the stuff. Yeah, we're working on the battery life, but that's all you're getting. This is what the system is. Now shut up about it for the next 5 months. Don't bug us for it. That's what it seems like they're doing. And to me, that's not a good practice. You're a gaming company. You are one of the big 3 gaming companies. In fact, you're actually the only one that's still doing games. I know you got your smartphone game, your Super Mario Run coming out. I know you have other stuff that you're doing. But for the love of everything, don't piss off your customers. All you're asking for then is a buttload of trouble, and you're going to get it. That's the problem. Because if you don't give people something that'll whet their appetite and make them look forward to this, other than, yeah, this is what you can do with it. With the Wii U, you promised the moon, almost, and we didn't get that. I don't own one, but the gamers that bought it did not get what you promised. I didn't like it when I saw it at the E3 thing on TV. I didn't like it. And you had them out there saying, oh, this is the greatest system ever. It's a wonderful game system. Wonderful game system. And now we have this where you're not telling us anything. And that scares me. I'm probably not alone in this. See you, podcaster. Pat, Ian, I know you guys were saying you're looking forward to this. Come on, guys. Give me your opinions on this. Tell us, your loyal fans, what your thoughts are on this. Does this worry you that they're not giving you much information here? Because I personally think you guys would be the people that Nintendo would not want to piss off. So, yeah, like I said, drop sometime in March. They'll let us know a launch date, list of titles, list of launch window titles, and a price. I'm going to take a guess on the price and the launch date. Let me take a wild guess here. So let me pull back up my calendar. Let me pull my calendar back up here. Let me go to March of next year. Okay. Now, I'm going to shoot launch date either the 14th or the 28th. I'm going to go somewhere in there. So I'll just cover my bets and go between the 14th and the 28th, somewhere in those 3 weeks. No, you know what? Screw it. I'll do the 14th to the 21st, somewhere in that week. That's what I'll do. So it'll probably be somewhere around there. Maybe, maybe not. It could be the 28th, could be the 7th. I don't know. As far as the price, for everything that they're promising, I'm thinking this is going to be at least $500-$600. If we're lucky. keep in mind, you're not only buying a game system, you're buying a portable game system that you can connect to your TV. You're buying this massive, massive thing that's going to cost a lot of money. And they'll probably have a couple bundles that'll equal out to the 600, to like the $500-600 for this. Because let's think back to Microsoft and Sony. When they came out with the PS4, they basically had it. When Sony came out with the PS4, it was like $499. When Microsoft had the Xbox One, it was at least $500. I think Sony's was $399. I think Microsoft's was $499. Sony's was $399. Because I remember making the comment, who in the holiest of hell is going to spend that much money on a game system? And lo and behold, my one friend was standing in line on Black Friday at a Best Buy or Walmart, one of the two, just to get his hands on one of those. So Nintendo's kind of worrying me with this, but there isn't really much you can do about it. I mean, all in all, it's scary. Yes, all in all, does it worry me? Oh, profusely. All in all, I just want out of it. Sorry, Nintendo. I'm going to bow out. You guys can have your fun. All right. Well, during the week, I've been catching up on some clips of old anime series, and I thought it'd be really neat to have talk about one that I think deserves either a next generation remake or just a reboot in general. Just, bring it into modern times. Let's see what the new anime styles can do to it, but don't take away like the original plot too much. I'm talking, of course, about Ghost Files Yu Yu Hakusho. Really great series. Ran in Japan for about a year or two. Interesting as all get out. One of my favorites, and I mean it is one of my personal favorites. I owned the 2 games for the Game Boy Advance that came out, and I had the game for the PS2. The American version, the Dark Tournament game, not the Japanese game that I only found out about this morning. Figures Japan gets everything good, you know what? I love Japan, but they get everything good, and we over here in America get squat. I love you, Japan, but sometimes you just... sometimes I just want to quote CeeLo Green. Sometimes I really hate your ass right now. Sometimes I really hate your ass. But and other times I love you. But yeah. So, I was thinking about it as I'm watching a lot of the clips from Yu Yu Hakusho, and I was going through my favorite arc, by the way. Because it's broken into 4 arcs. Alright, well, 4 main arcs. You have the Saint Beast arc, you have the Dark Tournament arc, you have the Sensui arc, and you have the Three Kings arc. You also have the minute arcs in between, like, Yusuke's death and coming back to life. Oh, God, what was that? The Rando arc. The Psychics arc. You have all those. The Demon World Tournament arc there near the end. But by the end, I was starting to get a little weary. I mean, it was good, but it could have been better. God knows the movies could have. But still, that's a series I think deserves either a next generation spin-off, like, Yusuke and Keiko's son or daughter or kids. Make them have twins. Inherit their dad's spirit/demon powers and get, and Quimma decides, hey, you know what, I really want them to be spirit detectives. Looks like their father, who will probably kick my ass. But you know what, I don't really care. He's, who cares? Or, have it that the demon world, the human world, and the spirit world have all joined in one big, happy, momentous, yay! And, you have collaborations between all of them. You can have, like, Hiei and Makoto. What her name was? Yeah. Hiei and Makoro. Oh, Makoro. That's it, Makoro. Hiei and Makoro's kid. That'd be a creepy offspring there. I mean, I know Makoro loved Hiei, but yeah, that'd be a creepy offspring. You can have Kurama has a kid, Kuwabara has a kid, and they just all the next generation of spirit detectives. They all hang out, they all find each other, and that that's what starts the whole thing. That'd be really great. Occasionally have their parents come in, whoop some ass, and take some names. Give that little fan service to us, old school fans. We'd appreciate that. But that would be a pretty cool idea. I was thinking about that as I was watching those. Just, something to kind of give us fans, like, okay, it's been a while, let's have a remake of it. I think that'd be really cool. All in all, something maybe an anime studio should look into. If you are hearing this, wink, wink. I accept anything from my ideas, except for middle fingers. But all in all, I think that would be a great idea. At least, because if you think about it, because Naruto's doing that with Boruto. Dragon Ball Super's pretty much kind of doing that. They're continuing the story in a new direction. They're basically trying to wipe the slate clean of GT, which I thank them for every day. Just don't do what Sailor Moon's doing. Nobody asked for a Sailor Moon reboot. I sure as hell didn't. I sure as hell didn't ask for the opening that's basically ball-busting harpy bitches telling everybody that, no, you don't need a man. No. Okay. As a guy, I kind of find offensive. I kind of find that offensive as a guy. And I mean that. That opening is offensive to me. I know you're trying to empower women to be strong. Believe me, I understand it, but I find it offensive. To me. To me as a man, I find that offensive. But all in all, that would be a pretty cool idea. Like a Yu Yu Hakusho spin-off, all these years later. I think it'd be pretty cool. Maybe it's an idea, maybe it's not. Who knows? Maybe it'll happen. Don't know. Possibly. Who knows? Maybe. Who knows? All right. Well, I'm way over my hour. Thank you, Nintendo, for giving me some cannon fodder for this week. I like the Switch, but I kind of see problems with it coming down the pipeline. So, as always, it has been fun hanging out with you here on the ACR podcast in this cold October night. What's funny about it is that I have my windows closed, and it's just, the wind just goes right through, and I can just feel it. Ugh, it's cold. Okay, well, I'd like to give a shout out here quick to one of my viewers who watches every single one of my podcasts. She may not understand what I'm talking about half the time. She just smiles and nods. So, hi, Mom. Hi, Mom. Thanks for watching the podcast. Or at least thank you for listening to the podcast. She was listening to it back when I was still on SoundCloud yet, before I changed over to YouTube. So, hi, Mom. Here's your shout out. Hi, Mom. All right. So, for the absolutely completely random podcast for this week, I have been Andrew Rhodes. I'll always be Andrew Rhodes, apparently. Do not forget, if you'd like to contribute topic ideas for the ACR podcast, feel free to drop me a line at acrpodcast@gmail.com. If you have any questions you'd like to ask me for a possible Q&A here on the podcast, you can send those as well to the ACR podcast email address, which is acrpodcast@gmail.com. If you would possibly like to consider sponsoring the ACR podcast, feel free to send me an email at acrpodcast@gmail.com. We can work something out. I'm usually a nice person. I'm constantly nice, and I swear that it'll come back to bite me one day. I'm always a nice person. So yeah, if you'd like to do that, just use topic. Just use in the subject line, have topic for topics, question for questions, sponsor for sponsors, and just send them to the ACR podcast@gmail.com. I'll have the email address possibly in the link below. I don't know. Maybe. I probably will. I'll probably be nice and do that this time around. Maybe. Maybe. Yeah, I probably will. So, for the absolutely completely random podcast, I have been your host, Andrew Rhodes. saying thank you for being here. Thank you for being a wonderful group of people listening to me. Thank you for putting up with me for the last hour and almost 20 minutes. And until we meet again, and I do mean this, my friends, you've been wonderful. Wonderful people. And until we meet again, as Tom on Toonami would say, stay gold.